There is a storm approaching. It's time to get scared, people. Right now, there's a government conspiracy trying to stop you from getting your shrimp. Supplies limited. Don't let the globalists keep your shrimp away from you. Go to JoeShrimpShack.com. Use promo code Aquarium Guys at checkout for 15% off everything on the website. Don't be a pussy. Go right now. And for a limited time, you're going to get yourself a free piece of chilled oil with every order. I'm animated. My heart's big. I'm a red, hot-blooded American. Don't be lied to any further by the Blue Ring Society. Don't let their mind control games win. JoeShrimpShack.com. Don't let the globalists win.
Welcome to the Aquarium Guys podcast with your hosts, Jim Colby and Rob Zolson.
Jimmy, no, you can't get tattooed on the arm. That's just disrespectful. Oh, guys, we're live. Welcome to the Aquarium Guys podcast. This week we have the special guest of vanilla ice cream in Jim's lap.
I'm having vanilla ice cream from your birthday.
Right.
Because you turned 30 this week.
I'm old.
Last week, and you're old.
I'm old as shit.
Yeah.
It's official.
And you took it like a champ. I
did.
You only cried half the day, like a little girl.
Well, before we talk about how I cried so hard, I am your host, Rob Zolson.
I'm Jim Colby, the smart one.
And I'm Adam El Nashar, obviously the more intelligent one.
I was going to go the hot one.
The hot one, yeah. Because
we're not agreeing with the intelligence.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd be hot too if I was under a towel like that.
That's a good one.
See. Well, no. So back to ice cream and my birthday. Number one, rest in peace, Wilford Brimley. Right, we're having ice cream in honor of you. I have diabetes.
William Brimley, who used to be
Wilford Brimley,
and he used to do all the Quaker Oat commercials, and we've often made fun of him.
You know, he was on a lot of shows. I didn't realize.
Yes, he was in Cocoon.
Yeah,
did you know that?
Like a good ton of shows.
Yeah, and I sent that to you, and I think that's probably part of the reason you were a little weepy.
It is, and it's my birthday.
It was your birthday,
right? So on my birthday, let's do a quick audit. Right, I got a box of wood from one of our dear listeners, Maverick from the Discord. If you guys have not heard of this thing called Discord, it's where we're doing this podcast live right now. So if you want to come join the debauchery, go to aquariumguyspodcast.com. On the bottom of the website, click the Discord. It's a fun chat client. We have people on there 24 hours a day answering your fish questions. And again, we do podcasts about 7 p.m. Central on Monday, so come join us. But yeah, I got a box of 40 pieces of 6-inch cholo wood for my birthday. And it had a note in there that I have to share half of it with you, Jimmy.
I get some cholo wood.
Right. But Adam did not get any. So I don't know what was up with that.
Dicked.
Adam got dicked.
I'm used to not getting anything.
I think he hates Endlers. I think there's a note in there.
I love that how Adam says, I'm used to not getting anything. The father of 4.
Wah, wah, wah.
All this guy does is do the boinky boinky.
So back away from the boinky boinky, at my birthday, I got a giant stonefish from you.
I did. I gave you a nice, like a 40-pound cement goldfish.
Right. I got almost a 6-foot cock in my front yard.
That's right. You got
as in a chicken.
A big metal chicken.
Don't be gross here. And that's now in my front yard. Thanks to my mom.
And you got a couple of car covers. 2 car covers.
Right. I had a bumper sticker placed in my car called Gayest Ride in Town.
It is.
And then I drive a manual, and they replaced the stick shift with a giant floppy dildo. So thank you to my friends and family that all hate me equally.
Because Rob's got this little tiny car. What kind of car is it?
Well, I had a smart car, but it blew up.
Blew up, sir.
Right. So now I have a crappy 1988 Ford Festiva because, we're making that podcast money.
It's ugly as hell. I'll tell you that.
It's sexy. It's a box.
And then you got 2 car covers. 2 car covers for that ride of yours.
Car covers.
Yeah, you got 2 car covers. You call them T-shirts. I call them car covers.
Oh,
they're that big.
Oh, thank you, because I'm obese.
The most disappointing thing about not having the smart car anymore is the fact that you can't go to the go-kart track and just drive right onto the track.
Not kidding you. When I had
on the smart car sidewalk,
you could do that. Go on like the golf cart track, and I just drive it around the golf course. They didn't even care.
City sidewalk.
Don't they have weight limits for the go-kart track for cars?
Not in my town.
Yeah.
Not in my town, because they never thought they would have to post a weight limit. So we're good to go. Anyways, punch you all in the throat. I'm gonna steal that one from you this week.
Hey, you owe me money.
So
go f*** yourself, Rob.
This week, for our listeners that have already stopped, if this is your first episode, this is the debauchery you're signing up for. But we topic every podcast. So this week's topic is going to be conspiracy theories, because Obama puts chemicals in the water to make the frogs gay. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Oh, Obama did that?
I have no idea. That's what Alex Jones told me, and I figured I'd repeat it.
That's true.
Oh,
All I know is that the truth is out there, and we're about to get to the bottom of it.
We're going to get to this in
QX.
truth.
QX Files music.
I think
Yes, Scrap, thank you.
X-File music right there. Twilight Zone
I've
music.
actually never watched X-Files. I need to do that because this song here, that sounds pretty legit. So, again, conspiracy theories, but before we do, we always answer your questions. If you have questions, go to aquariumguyspodcast.com. You can text us. Literally, I answer back like within minutes. So text us, email us, leave a voicemail that we can play on air because for some reason people are more embarrassed to do that. I don't know why. And if Kyle Colby's listening, Jim's son, will you send that damn message already? So, question 1 we got through the week. OG fanboy, we got the vegan cyclist 420. He was the guy that gave us our first review.
And we made fun of him. And then we met him, and he's pretty cool.
Definitely a OG fan. He says, will you send me pictures of Jim's fish room? Thanks a ton. It's like, I don't have one, but I should get it. This is text messages back and forth, guys.
Okay.
So just letting you up to date. He said a video tour would be even better. I'm like, you ask for a lot, sir. He's like, Jimmy's my hero. It would be better than a tour of the Batcave from Bruce Wayne. So then promptly I message back, you have a better chance of getting a bat tour from Bruce Wayne.
Probably.
Right.
I'm pretty secretive.
He said, laugh my ass off. Well, if you walk over to his house soon, try and snag a pic. Make sure Jim's in it. Thanks a million for his $1 million smile of his. You're fanboys nowadays. They're getting, like, I think next they're going to ask for you in a thong.
Well, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to collect all these great fans, and we're going to have a boy band, and we're going to go on a tour, and we're going to do crazy things to hotel rooms.
All right, not even going to lie here, COVID or not, this man's going to go to the Monsters of Rock tour. So if you want to hang out with Jimmy for a week and get shit-faced, that's the way to do it. Buy yourself a ticket. He will be there, and he's the guy with his pants off going, woo, with 2 fingers in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
2 middle fingers.
So, yes, this was my note. This is just one of many things asking for more pics of Jimmy's fish room. I don't know why people have a sudden obsession with this, but you might need to take some pictures. All right.
I'll take a picture.
Thank you. Next item up for biz, we have Rex from Australia. Hey, guys, Rex from Australia again. He actually hangs out in the Discord. That's why he said again, because he hangs out with us here. Just saying, you should too. Wondering why Adam isn't in the actual show intros. Love the show. I messaged him back that Jim and I paid for it, started our own stream, and Adam has been a welcome guest and now subject co-host on every episode he deems to want to come to. So we've offered him for $1.5 million to buy his third of the podcast, and he's still getting us the change for it. But until then, Adam is always going to be welcome as the Cliff.
I think the whole story goes back that you sucked me into doing this podcast.
I did.
I did not want to do it. I didn't know what a podcast was.
I did.
And I didn't want to be famous like I am now. And Adam didn't join us till what, the 3rd episode?
4th, I think.
4th episode?
4th.
Was it the 4th one, Adam?
4th.
And what
Yeah,
had happened is Robs and I went down to Minneapolis, and Adam and I have been buddies for years. And so it was the first chance that Rob got to meet Adam. And let's just put it this way. Robs fell in love with his big brown eyes.
I did. It was beautiful. It took
And
it
a
down
smile.
a peg when he gave me those feeder guppies, but I still
They're
got them.
endlers. I paid you in endlers. That's worth $1.5 million right there.
Is that?
How much have you made off of them, Rob?
Is that-
$1 million.
Well, so Adam gets the best. He doesn't have to host and do the work, but he gets to show up and say smart ass remarks. So, I mean, it is what it is, but we appreciate Adam nonetheless. And Adam, I think, as much as Jimmy has a fan base, you have by far the biggest, because this is not the first time
All the chicks dig Adam.
It's not been the first time this has been brought up, is that don't get rid of Adam has been repeated over and over again. So, Adam, you like it or not, you're stuck here. So next is, so Adam's for a free ride, LOL. I've also had terrible luck with Plecos the last 2 years from an unknown cause. They get stuck to my filter intake, have plenty of algae growth, and also feed on wafers and veggies, but no other fish have died. I have lionhead cichlids, a Jack Dempsey, blue acaras, and a few forest jewels that I got after my
that's
Pleco
why.
died. Any advice to keep my Plecos alive?
Put him in a shark cage. Put the damn
Yeah.
Pleco in a shark cage, because that's what he's swimming with.
Right. So we got some pictures, right? I asked him for more information because that wasn't quite enough, even though that's some really abusive cichlids he's got there.
Of dead Plecos?
His information of his tank and what the issues he's having. So he says the pic is of the Jack of the Acara to show the full algae growth of 2 weeks in the tank, with 30% water changes 2 times a week. So that's pretty decent. Got a canister filter recommended for 300 gallons per hour, so the canister filter seems to suffice. He feeds black worms and Hikari gold pellets to the other fish. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys can, or if you can see that, Jimmy, right there,
Looks like Shark Week.
Where's it at?
I'm going to get it sent to you soon here, Adam, but I can't post it right at the moment. So if what we're seeing here is a bunch of really big cichlids and almost no cover at all for the plecos. It has like a stone, what would you call that? Like house of cards, and then there's no cover whatsoever in the tanks.
It kind of looks like the house on the Flintstones.
Right, so he zooms out. It looks like there's one piece of PVC, but otherwise there's really no covering in the tank. So my best guess is that your plecos are getting harassed at night. They won't necessarily get harassed during the day. Sharks and cichlids, if they're territorial, especially at night, you shut off the light, you won't see anything, you turn the light back on, everything looks fine. You might not see the bites because plecos are armored, but the enough harassment and abuse, and plecos will crap out. Everything else seems decent in your tank without doing like water tests and whatnot. What are you thinking, Jimmy?
I think that he needs a pleco cave, someplace this pleco can hunker down in when the picking starts. Because I really believe the cichlids are probably picking on him. And, the thing is, I'm looking, he's got a large piece of PVC in there, which is a great place for them to hide. But
It's not that it's necessarily he doesn't have things, he just doesn't have enough.
well, and the thing is that like that piece of PVC is big enough where I think the cichlids can go in and probably still harass him.
There you go.
So I would just put in something a lot smaller and maybe some weeds, some plastic plants or something in front of so he can kind of hide. And once he's out of sight, they'll probably leave him alone.
Otherwise, you can also just get endlers instead of those giant angry cichlids. Right, Adam?
That's what I would do.
See?
Buy another tank.
Verified right there, gentlemen. Verified. All right. So, Jimmy, did you have any other news this week? I forgot to ask before we go through more questions.
Did I have any news?
Yes.
Not really. It's been a crazy, crazy week with this whole COVID thing. And I think we're going to get shut down here shortly again, the way it looks and stuff. And I think it's just a great time for people to go back to their aquariums and set up another one or two. We're going to go into fall here very shortly. And some of the best fish will be coming in of the year from Florida come August, September, and October. Those are usually the best 3 months. These fish have all been out in ponds. They've all had a long time out there to feed and to grow. So now it's just the time to get ready for your new tank that you're going to put up for this fall. How about that?
Man, I feel like every time I talk to you, it's like, I'm going to set up a new tank. We should set up a new tank.
Yeah, I got plants in my pond finally.
Winning.
And so that's
Patio pond.
my patio pond, my 300-gallon patio pond. So yeah, it seems to be doing pretty well now.
Wonderful.
Got an update for the patio pond I put in for my mom.
Let's hear
It
about
looks beautiful. And as soon as we had the first rain, guppies dropped fry. All the plants are like growing like crazy in it.
Boom.
It's awesome.
Boom.
It's working out.
All right, so the last two bits of information that I have is we got a response back. Remember the gentleman that asked about the banded sunfish? I believe he was in Europe.
Yeah, and he was going to check out his local laws and things.
Right. So he said that, thank you for answering my question. Explains why I've lost so many banded sunfish. I was told to keep them at 25 to 28 degrees. Now, it took me a
That's in
minute.
Celsius, correct?
Celsius?
Right. So it took me a minute to figure out what he was talking about. Like, that seems abnormally cold. No one told me.
What is the temperature? Where's our Canadian friends right now that we need?
Well, 28 degrees, right? Fahrenheit. I was like, no, that's not right. So Celsius, I'm just pulling up the calculator here. That's about 82 and a half.
Ooh, too hot.
That's super hot. So
Too hot.
you want them like cold. If you can keep them like 65 to 75, even just like 70 flat or 60. I mean, they're a cold water fish. There's no reason to keep that type of heat on them. You'll have a hell of a time with that amount of heat in the tank. So glad you figured it out. And the other news is we have a few different sponsor opportunities having the podcast, but one of them that we're trying out,
Pornhub.
Pornhub.com. No, just kidding.
Dang it.
Reef Flowers.
Reef
actually.
flowers. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Right. They reached out to us, and I'm trying out their product. They sent the product. They have different plant fertilizer solutions. They're a company that does the chemical mixtures for saltwater. They have fertilizers for plant goodies. So I'm giving that a try, and so far I've had some good results. I've done it for about a week, and normally you don't see much in that amount of time, but I'm already seeing, like, I have a bunch of crypts in a tank. The blackness on the crypts that are so common went away. I have Anubis, and that flowered with 7 buds in the week. Never had that before. I had like 1 or 2 flowers every blue moon. Now just like that blooming away. So pretty good stuff. But we're going to continue trying it. You know, maybe we'll have a sponsor here soon.
That'd be good. And
What about Joe?
Oh, Joe.
Joe's still there?
Yeah, no reason to get rid of Joe. I mean, we got to have Cholo wood in this podcast. Otherwise, we're empty people.
Empty people.
Well, Rob, you are far from an empty person.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's full of poop.
I love you guys as much as I love my giant chicken in my front yard. All right. Thanks for the updates, everyone. Please keep sending them in, and let's start down our normal podcast here, shall we?
Sounds good.
So, to start off, right, we got to talk about conspiracy theories. Now, it's not just like conspiracy theories of, Area 51. We're talking about aquarium and fish related conspiracy theories, gentlemen.
Aliens.
Right? We have done
Bigfoot.
plenty of research. And let me tell you that you're going to hear some stuff that's really going to make you question the way you live in this world. So starting off with this fun thing, right? We're going to post it. It is, we're going to post it on the Discord. You can come see the pictures. There is a new unidentified creature living near California, right? Discovered near California. And its name is Blopus purpurus, right? If you see the picture there.
Oh, it's pretty. What is it?
Well, that right there, sir, is you're missing Benoit ball. So, I mean, Jimmy, what did you do?
I don't get it. What is it?
We don't have no idea.
It looks like an alien.
It's just discovered. You tell me, Jimmy.
I think it's a purple iris stuck on the end of a crab leg
A crab leg.
at Red Lobster.
Well, I got to make sure that I get this to Adam so we get his viewpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam's in the dark because he's under a blanket.
There. What do you think that is, Adam?
Looks like eggs.
Could be. Well, regardless, that was a bad kickoff. But Jimmy, what do you got?
I got ice cream. It's delicious.
You got ice cream and it's delicious. Fine. Adam gets to go first then.
Go first, Adam. You got it.
Jeez.
Hey, your
All
wife
right.
gave
So
you
when we
trouble.
started this, you had this like hard one about some particular favorite creature of yours and how it eats things.
Yeah. So this is a common pet store one, and I don't know where it came from or why people think this, but the one that is the most common is Corydoras eat poop. Corydoras and Plecostomus eat fish waste. They don't eat food. All they do is they eat waste in the tank. They clean up after your fish's crap. They don't do it. I get that like at least 3 times a week. Oh, I want some of them. They eat the fish poop. No, they eat fish food.
Whoa, come on now. That's a misinterpretation. See, I believe, right, that they do only because they're little freaks in the aquarium and they like the taste of poop. Kind of like Jimmy and tequila.
It happens. I've
And
done some
you want regular food?
I've done some crazy stuff on tequila, which we can't get into right now. But if you want to
Join the tequila virus.
if you want to, yeah, I had the tequila virus a while back, but I'm better now.
You had to self-quarantine on your couch.
I did for a whole day and a half.
I hear the
day and a half.
bartender had the best night ever.
Yeah, I know. I want to blame Scrap on that one. Thanks, Scrap. My ears were ringing too. I don't know what that was from.
all-
That was from the tequila virus or from the music.
It's all scrap. But no, this has been a big thing for a while that people really believe that corridors eat crap. Now, here's the thing, right? I set up a tank a while ago because I first heard this as well. Didn't believe it. And I don't know if I starved them, but I'm pretty darn sure I watched corridors eat crap. They didn't spit it out like a goldfish either. There was not a whole lot left, and I didn't have all I had was a sponge filter. So explain that.
Now
to
you're
me.
just enabling it.
You're
They do
enabling.
not eat it.
I'm just saying it's possible. Don't treat your corridors like they eat crap. All right. This is not what I'm telling you. Corridors eat food, right? Do not substitute anything for water changes or them being a cleaning fish. The best that they'll do is eat scraps of food on the bottom. But are they capable of eating poop in a pinch or when they want to impress their friends?
We all are.
Right?
I'll do it.
Have you not heard of a Cleveland? I mean, never mind.
You are
Less to Google for people.
Yeah. Don't eat poop, people.
Don't eat poop.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
I mean, I know there's times you go, oh, corn. And but don't
No.
don't eat it.
All right, Jimmy.
What?
Jimmy.
What do I got?
You found this cool subject about a casino. Tell us more.
I tell you what, I got to pull this up on my Zippy Doodah machine here. That
We have to go with the light ones, like the new species that discovers it looks like a chew toy and that corridors eat crap. Now we're going to get in the weird stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Yeah, this is something that I ran across, and I thought it was very interesting. And I told Rob about it, and he just got all excited. So I'm just going to read this here real quick for you. It's an aquarium internet connection that exposed a casino in North America, so in the U.S. So in a rather unusual hacking operation, hackers acquired data from a North American casino by hacking an internet-connected fish tank. According to the report in the Washington Post, the fish tank had internet-connected smart sensors that regulated the cleanliness, the food, and the temperature of the tank. The Washington Post quoted, somebody got into the fish tank and used it to move around into other areas of the network and send out data. Even though the report does not provide the name of the casino, it indicated that 10 gigs of data were moved to a device located in Finland. They provided no explanation for the type of data stolen. So here's somebody that got in through the back door of a casino and probably stole some really good information.
So I can speak to this quite heavily.
Did you do this?
I did not do this, but I definitely
He did it.
I've done stuff like this for penetration testing for companies.
Oh, we're sure you like backdoor penetration testing.
Right.
Say that again.
I worked
Penetration.
for an internet service provider for 6 years as research and development, right? So I got to go to security conferences, see a lot of the new stuff coming out, and the wave of what we call Internet of Things devices spun up that they were trying to make everything internet connected because it's the new craze, right? That's what the kids want for Christmas. So they came up with everything, the Alexa devices started it, and they had lights, smart bulbs, smart plugs. They even had smart toilets, right? And they had a smart toilet. Told you how many flushes you consumed. It allowed you to do, tank changes if it wasn't being utilized. Like craziness. You can control the temperature of the toilet bowl water.
Oh, that would be nice for your bidet.
Exactly. So in this whole IoT world, none of this was looked at as, hey, it should be secure. So if you're trying to get information, all you got to do is get into the network. And that was their easy way. So you could have a computer, right, that was super secure. You could have a firewall, the whole thing. But if you had a internet connected light bulb, there's no security on that. So they use that to get in. So having this gives them full access. And they haven't really changed it a whole lot. They've done better things for security. But if you have yourself a business that has customers' data, don't have, smart bulbs, don't have smart excess, just have your business computer, your other products, keep the excess things away from your business for real.
So are you saying things like that I have in my home right now, such as my internet connected thermostat,
right?
That you could go probably through the back door of that.
See, something like a Nest is pretty secure, but something like yours, where it's just like a Honeywell, they didn't care about it. There's no
Honeywell
security.
doesn't care.
No.
Because I've got one of those. I've got smart plugs. I've got all kinds of different things.
Now, Honeywell's done different things, and Honeywell's going to come back and say, I did slander. That is an example of an old thermostat he has. Don't sue me.
No.
That's one of the big issues with a lot of internet connected devices. Like you're saying, if it's an older one, just like your routers and things for your general network purposes, a lot of those vendors and those companies don't put out firmware updates on the regular for some of that. They just put it in a box and ship it. And they're getting better about it. A lot of the newer companies are, like you said, Nest, and I know Google and Amazon are all about updating their stuff and everything. But then again, those companies are all about having all the data. They're very invested in having that thing in your home and working.
Now, the difference between Jimmy and a casino is the casino's data is worth money. Jimmy and his habits of, browsing the internet for various reasons at 9 p.m. at night, definitely not something that people make money off of. So no worries if you're just a consumer, but if you have a business, there's no reason to put yourself at risk. Snowden, he taught us everything.
Snowden.
The conspiracy is that all these devices were just a way for the internet, CIA people, the NSA, to monitor you more, Jimmy.
Here's another conspiracy. I think that my local internet provider has a way to get into my back door because if I don't pay the bill, they turn me off. Bastards.
Yep. Conspiracy 101, ladies and gentlemen. Conspiracy 101. So that was happening when we have a lot of these, IoT fish tank devices. Now we have new things such as a Felix that has seems to have more security. Hopefully, we can actually get him on the podcast. Actually, that'd be pretty sweet. I've been talking to Tom Lamb. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's I think it's Felix.io.
Question mark?
I'm checking it.
Oh.
Nope, FelixSmart.com. So hopefully we'll have him to talk about new aquarium controllers. But if you got old ones, don't put it in your business or casino.
Maybe if we keep talking about him, he'll send us some free ones. I doubt it.
Cross your fingers, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Cross your fingers.
I'm just glad my internet's back up and running.
It'd be neat to get him to talk about that casino thing. Maybe he knows more about the details on it and what they were using too.
You
That'd
never
be
know.
cool.
He might know quite a bit about the fish tank IoT. But regardless, next thing on our list is the CIA's robotic animal agent. They had Charlie the spy fish and some sort of robo dragonfly. So apparently the CIA created accounts on YouTube and it's been uploaded of weirdly mundane robotic fish.
What do you do with a robotic fish?
Yeah. It shows here. I don't know how to try to describe this for everybody. I can put this in the chat so people can see it live with us. It's a lot to take in. It literally looks like a rubber catfish. I don't know what they're trying to
Looks like a fishing lure.
to go there, but again, CIA claims it was never used in the field as a means of video surveillance of some sort. But I think the creepiest one is the dragonfly by far.
I think they used that dragonfly in Men in Black, if I remember right. There was some sort of bug that had video equipment on his head.
That was a fly in The Fifth Element.
See, I was close. Not even a little bit.
Gotcha.
I mean,
No, you were.
what they didn't put here is what it was going to be used for. I mean,
This is the CIA, Robbie. They're not going to tell you we're using this to, check out stuff.
so
I don't
why
know.
would you have a
maybe
rubber
it's plausible
catfish?
that an American channel cat would definitely be swimming around in the bay of a Russian submarine hub or something. I think that would it'd pass.
With a small nuclear charge in its belly.
So here's my theory, right?
Could you imagine if one of these things had a small nuclear charge and it swam up into a dam area, into an area that's dammed, and it blows up and the dam would explode and then drown a town?
I mean, that's the obvious.
Damn.
You got to pick on the inobvious, right? The inobvious is that they're making a rubber catfish so that they can have a new wave of these fish on the wall that sing at you to spy on you more.
Oh, you mean like that damn thing that uses...
I don't even remember what they call them.
Billy Bass.
Billy Bass.
Really bad.
God, that's the best stuff ever.
Billy
You could
Bass.
use it to spy on those damn kids that are always skinny dipping in the waters where they
There you
shouldn't be.
go. Or they could videotape it and send it to Pornhub.
Oh, and I also stand corrected. The pagan swordsman in the chat says it was a cockroach in The Fifth Element. My bad.
Oh, that's
So what was in Men in Black? Was
Stands
there
to be
anything,
proven.
or am I just...
That was when the dragonfly was just flying around in the opening credits.
Oh yeah, but they had
and
a
then it hit
camera.
the windshield.
Yeah, they had a camera on his head. That counts.
Yeah.
It counts. Well, that was where'd that come from?
Most of these, I have to give credit where credit's due. A lot of these, because I did some homework, and the community did way more homework than I did. Like, I started diving into it, and the community just came together, gave us conspiracy theories, especially from this community called TCT, or the Community Tank. They had a lot of great ones, so credit out to them. If you haven't heard them, they have an excellent podcast that they're starting. It's not necessarily like a standard form. It's basically a bunch of like old-timey fish dudes
What's wrong with that, fucker?
complaining that they don't like koi. But it's really funny. Go check them out. I actually guessed over there, so check them out.
They complain about koi,
Of course, they hate koi.
so they copied us complaining about Endler guppies.
No, they thought that was beautiful.
We
I
should
think
copy-
that's why we were
We should
friends.
copyright them.
That's why
Right.
we're friends.
All right.
So, Adam, I heard some weird noises over there.
He's snorting and giggling.
Yeah.
Tell us more about these weird noises.
So I actually have another one of animals that the CIA supposedly made. Have you guys ever heard of the birds are fake one?
What?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
an entire group. It's got like at least 500,000 people in it that believe that all birds were killed in 1962. And that's the whole reason that JFK was killed, because he got upset at the CIA for killing all the birds, and that they were replaced by robots, and that they land on power lines
Why?
And that's how they recharge.
That's how they recharge.
They charge on the power lines.
Right.
They recharge on power lines. It is the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life. It's like right up there with flat earthers. Like flat earthers just want to argue with you, but these guys literally believe that birds are not real. And they have a Facebook group. You can buy merchandise and everything.
It's not even a Facebook group. You can go right there to try to feature their activism, what they call activism, on birdsaren'treal.com. They sell T-shirts and shit, but yeah, it's been a.
How come we haven't had these guys on the podcast? I'm just saying.
Because it's a birds, right? We're
I
a fish
don't care.
podcast,
I
bro.
still think we should have them on because they'd be entertaining as hell.
Oh yeah.
There's an Instagram account I think that someone has. Birds Aren't Real for Instagram. It's pretty wacky.
I think we should just have a full podcast called Yes or BS.
Yes or BS.
Yeah, we'll tell stories, and then is it true? Is it something you found on the internet? Because everything on the internet is true. We know that.
Well, come on.
That'd be a great segment. We could just have that as a segment on the regular.
Oh, I'm so going to get paid for that.
You have people like Your Mom's House. If you're going to listen to it, Tom Segura does this podcast, and he does a whole network of podcasts. We just need to start a new podcast called what was it?
Yes or BS?
Yes or BS. That's what we're going to do.
I don't have time.
You don't?
I'm busy.
Tuesdays are blocked up.
We're doing a podcast every day now.
Right.
Well, because of all the money rolling in.
Yeah, just rolling in, man.
Just rolling
That I
in.
don't see.
Hey, I saw some one time.
Since we're out of order, we have a little order list that we put here.
What else you got?
I'm going to go next for sharks finally now have freaking laser beams. on their head.
Yes!
I figured you'd be pretty happy about this.
Oh, for frick.
So,
Freaking laser beams.
this happened a while ago, but I did not know this, right? For the bounds that they have Shark Week every year on the Discovery Channel, they always have to up the ante each year on this. And they decided to take some lemon sharks, it looks like. Yeah, lemon sharks. And put temporary clips on their fins with laser beams. It was 150 milliwatt green laser beam to the dorsal fin of a shark. And then, of course, they followed it around and whatnot. Now, they actively got harassed saying how it was a retarded, frivolous stunt. And putting laser
Can you
beams
say
on...
retarded?
I just did. It's our podcast. That's why we're not on YouTube. That's why we're not on YouTube. But, I mean, they had no point. It was just because of the Dr. Evil movie. Now, this isn't true. We all know that this is just a way to circumvent and let people know that they're going to be attaching more things to sharks. And they're going to begin to put, trackers on these sharks, not to track the sharks, but instead to track ocean activity silently through sharks.
And harnesses.
Right.
So you can go parasailing behind them. Just saying.
I want to know your bucket list. I feel like that's on it.
Of things I want to do, I've always wanted to go parasailing behind a great white. I've always wanted to ride a whale. And that's about it.
There was a lady in Australia who was killed by 2 humpback whales. She was crushed. She swam in between them, and they just went and smushed her
Like a fly.
like a fly.
How great is that?
I think the party was here, Adam, and now it's down here.
Yeah, thanks for bringing us down. I suppose she was a grandmother, too.
You shat on the pacing of this horrible roller coaster.
Fluke you.
Fluke you. But anyways, Shark Week claimed that the shark was not harmed in any way. They did not tamper with the fins. Normally, they put tracking tags, they actually have to pierce the fin. This was just like a stick-on clip thing that didn't harm the shark at all. So it was pretty well harmless. But they even said, how could you do this? If a shark's trying to chase a fish or something, now it's going to have a laser beam deterring the fish from being normal prey. I don't know. I feel like they're all weak stunts. So don't put sharks on laser beams on sharks.
And this was just to
But expect more of them.
Was this just to try to bring more attention to Shark Week?
This was like a stunt for Shark Week. Week.
I got something better.
Do you?
Human sacrifice.
Oh, no.
That
We're
people
doing
would,
it now?
People would tune in. They would. They go, today we're going to feed the sharks a bunch of people who can't swim.
We already have human sacrifice on televisions. It's called American football.
American football?
Yeah.
How about
They
American
get
Idol?
paid.
They get paid? Well, wouldn't they get paid for whatever they're doing on Shark Channel? Shark Week?
No, because the sharks are eating them, so therefore they wouldn't be paid.
Oh.
You know
okay.
what? I already know how we get the people that go in with the sharks. Answer the suicide hotline.
What? No,
Bring your friends. We're chumming the water.
you guys are so weird.
You guys are the worst conspiracy theorist people of all time.
Yeah, you are terrible. But Rob's, you're kind of like yogurt, Rob. You know that?
I am.
You're kind of the more cultured part of the pudding. That's you.
I thank you.
Yeah.
I do try.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that is real that people do conspire to do when it comes to the great open waters,
Finding
and it
some
has to do
common
with
sense.
cruise ships. When people go out on cruise ships and they want to kill their significant other, and they just go oops and they fall over the deck.
Oh, I've
They
thought about it.
conspire to do it. Sometimes a lot of people should turn up missing on cruise liners.
It's always amazing how they fall off the ship right where there's no camera. Have you ever noticed that?
Wait, is there a lot of cameras on the
There
cruise
is a
ship?
lot of cameras on a cruise ship. There's also a doctor's office on a cruise ship. And there's also, I know this for a fact, a little jail on the cruise ship.
Oh, somebody speaking.
How was the jail, Jimmy?
I didn't have to go, but I did help somebody get out of the jail.
Oh my God.
That's another story. But yeah, there's just a little tiny jail there. It's not very big.
Did they catch the tequila virus? Is that what it was?
They had the tequila virus and there was some nakedness going on. And
Was there?
yeah, it wasn't me, but it was somebody in our group.
Well, that's a lie.
They didn't-
I saw pictures on your computer.
Yeah, I bet you did. Oh, yeah, you did, didn't
Yeah, I
you?
did. By the way, do you work out? That was pretty great.
Yeah, I don't work out.
And you should get that mole checked out on your left cheek.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. So if we look down in the live podcast chat, we'll see some responses. And the number one thing I said is that we lost a few members from the Flat Earth Society. No. For those that are part of the Flat Earth Society, number one, we're here for you. All right. I have this next conspiracy theory locked down. So for those of you that don't believe the Flat Earthers, all right, let me bring you to my world. All right.
Your wordle is dark and scary.
My world is dark. Not saying I'm a flat earther, but I mean, if you look at the weird evidence that they have to deal with, because most of these people have never been to the moon. Most of them haven't gone on a cruise ship around the world. So they have to look at their everyday things. And aquariums, bar none, help convince people that flat earth is real. So if the world was curved, would the surface of your aquarium not be curved with it? It's flat, bro. The surface on the tank water is flat.
That is deep.
Flat Earth.
That's good.
Done.
Yeah, now I believe you.
There we go, chat. Now we got the flat earthers back in.
Plus, I'm from North Dakota,
That 100%.
and it's flat.
It's a flat Earth.
flat Earth. They have 4 rocks, 2 trees, and they all share them.
I heard a cousin of yours, got drunk and just walked off the edge of North Dakota.
Yeah, it took him 4 days, but yeah, he got there.
He got there.
Fell into Montana.
Oh, all right, Adam.
And this is actually one of my favorite ones. There is a whale that has 52 hertz song.
Whoa.
And it's
They think it's a whale. They don't know what
Well,
it is.
It's
maybe
the
it's
Loch
a
Ness
CIA
Monster.
thing. Who knows? But it sings like a whale. Have they spotted it on sonar or anything?
They have not. So the article that we're going off of is the 52 hertz controversy, right? They've heard and caught noises coming from the deep ocean of this 52 hertz sound, which they have never recorded 52 hertz from any known whale species.
Maybe it's a dolphin farting.
Or Jimmy farted. Regardless, this
Underwater.
52 hertz frequency is not heard. Like, for instance, the blue whale is 10 to 39 hertz, right? That's a real big range for a whale. So getting all the way to 52, that's what we call, a Freddie Mercury whale, right? He has an entirely different range,
And bigger teeth.
clearly, but way bigger teeth. So by Adam's request, we have a recording of it here for you guys to hear. So warning, if you're listening to your car, grab that knob because this might sound screechy. So if that wasn't a whale,
That was
what on earth could it be?
That was a German U-2 submarine from World War II.
Just still sitting down there after all these years,
Absolutely.
just farting out its blowhole.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was.
Screaming for SOS?
How about you, Adam? What was it?
I don't know. It sounded weird, though. It almost sounded like a submarine, but I thought it could be a whale, too. I was excited that there could be a new whale species.
Well, just recently, too, they getting all kinds of clicks and bangs out of outer space that keeps coming in, playing it in a rotation, the same thing, and then it plays over and over again coming from out in outer space.
I thought that was just the MTV airwaves bouncing back off of Mars, coming finally back. But
I don't know.
I think that's BS.
I'm just wondering.
You know, the oceans are so huge. There's so many places so many species we've never discovered. It could easily be a sea turtle with a tight girdle. A sea turtle with a tight girdle. What? It's good.
So a little more information of this. It's only been recorded. And again, it's been appearing on the regular in many locations since the 1980s. But it has a frequency and rate that only one whale could do. It's not like multiple whales are doing this at the same time. So it's described as the world's loneliest whale. If it is a whale.
That's kind of like the world's loneliest frog that they only had a male of, and then they found a female for it.
And is he still lonely?
I want to hear this story.
No. They're trying to figure out how to breed him.
I would put them together first.
Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
I think they're the scrotum frogs.
The scrotum frogs?
Now you're just
Yeah, they
making
come
shit
from
up.
Lake Titicaca.
All right.
I am the great Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
If you guys are joining this podcast looking for actual information this episode, go to the other ones. They're the ones without the bullshit.
You were such a vomit worm.
All right, let's see what's next on the list. Okay, Jimmy, you
What?
had something about spies.
Spies?
Yes.
Wow.
From Russia, maybe.
They were from Russia. Just recently, in the last year or so, I don't know if anybody saw it. It was made national news. There was a beluga whale that approached a U.S. Military ship, and the darn whale had a harness on it. It was a beluga whale. The beautiful beluga whales had a big harness on them, and they think it was from Russia because it said property of St. Petersburg. And anyway,
That's confirmation.
it came up close enough where they actually fed it and petted it, and they're not quite sure, what they were training this whale to do, but it came over looking for attention. And if you go on the internet, you can find it. It's a beautiful beluga whale, very beautiful, but it's got a leather harness on. So either the Russians have got a beluga whale that's a spy, or the beluga whale got lost on its way to an S&M festival. Or something.
I was going to say S&M
S&M
all day. Like 50 Shades of White is the beluga whale parody. So
It could be.
Wow.
I think you should find a picture of that and put it up on the internet so people can see it.
Absolutely. If not, just, Google it on your own risk. Not 50 Shades of White. Don't Google that.
Don't Google that.
No.
One of the other thoughts about that beluga whale was that there are black market trades for aquarium animals, like the big aquariums, like your SeaWorld and places like that, or amusement parks. And one of the theories is that maybe that animal had been a part of some of that and had gotten out of wherever they keep them. And there's been a lot of controversy in that. I heard a podcast like a year ago. There's a place in Canada that had a lot of problems because they were purchasing animals on this black market trade from China and Russia. And one of the people there that had kind of blew the whistle on them had come to the States and was keeping them in such a tie up with legal fees and everything, actually got them physically shut down. And so I don't know exactly what place that is, but there's a lot of weird stuff with that kind of thing. I don't know what they were using the harness for, if it was just a marker just saying, hey, this is ours or whatnot, but it's either that or it was something else, like you were saying, maybe.
All right. So secret spy beluga whale, right? It could be
It happens.
an abandoned black market whale, right? That had a vest on it. It could be an S&M whale that wanted to spank you.
A seeing eye whale.
It could be a seeing
Seeing eye whale, that's better.
That's better. Seeing eye whale.
Yes, that is
There's
better.
some big orca out there that can't see.
Or it could have been a political stunt to try to mask the Jeffrey Epstein controversies.
Oh, are we going down this
Oh,
one now?
God. All right.
We can't go without a controversy episode
We
without
can't-
talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, he shot JFK. You know that.
He's also responsible for killing all the birds.
All the birds.
Yeah.
All the birds. All right.
I was surprised when Adam said that the president Kennedy was so upset about the birds being killed. You think he'd be more upset about Marilyn Monroe being killed, but there you go.
Oh no, this is from a fan that just messaged this in.
The scrotum frog?
Here we go. I'm going to pull up this article. It's too good not to miss. So apparently, Lake Titicaca's endangered scrotum frog could be on its last. You weren't kidding.
Adam didn't pull this out of his butt?
You weren't kidding?
No.
Oh my God.
Lake
Scrotum
Titicaca.
frog on titty? I mean, that was, I thought, completely a setup for us.
When I lived in Peru, Peru is on Lake Titicaca. It's
You just
Peru
like
and
saying
Chile,
that.
and it's Titicaca for Peru and Caca for Chile or Argentina or wherever the hell. I forgot where it is now. But no, this is all real.
I feel like someone just like deep faked a website right now to make
This is all real.
It's literally this article here is from the 28th of July. It's decently recent. Like, wow. All right.
Robbie,
1 point, Adam.
Here's my theory. Adam is a secret 00 spy from Peru. Seriously, think about it.
Yes.
And he's infiltrating our special knowledge of the aquarium trade to
And
take it
his
to the black
wife.
market.
No, I'm not a secret agent from Peru.
That's the first thing.
yeah.
That's the first thing the secret agent spy school teaches you to say.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Check 1 for Jimmy. Check 0 for Adam.
That's right.
Wait, I had one though.
That's a different scale, my brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're much
that's
bigger.
a different
Then there was
scale.
also another fish that I was friends with this guy in Madagascar, and I was going to talk to Jim Cummings about it. But there was a fish that they only had like 4 males. They couldn't find any, and literally everybody messaged Olaf Pronk, and we're trying to get a hold of him because we were all friends with him because he lived in Madagascar. And then we found out that he died of the bubonic plague when he was down there.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
So he did.
so we were all bummed.
That's terrible. But
But he was an awesome guy.
Oh yes, he was. But thanks for bringing us down a notch. Jeepers, we were just getting up there.
All right.
See, spy techniques.
All right. Next on the list, right? I'm gonna bring the party down a notch. So we have three more topics, I'm thinking.
I don't know.
All right, give or take. So let's take on the, how do we say, octopus in the room. We have a few octopus stories, so this is going to be our culmination here. We have, number 1, Paul the Octopus. I don't know if those are familiar. In the 2010 World Cup predictions, it had the worldwide attention of Paul the Octopus. Keepers at Sea Life Center in Germany were tasked with keeping him, and apparently he had a role in predicting the World Cup matches.
And he was dead on.
He was pretty dead on, and he did other matches, and I think his overall success rate was 12 out of 14. As they kept going, so dead on as far as what they're trying to predict. So we have a prophecy specimen of Paul the Octopus. Every bit. You can look it up. Like, he was in the public aquarium. It was a big thing, and yeah.
And how do they? I mean, I think what they did is they put like the 2 teams in a jar or whatever, and he would pick one or something.
The food was in it, and he had to pick the one that was supposed to, win.
Supposed to win.
Right. So he's the psychic predicting octopus. Now, this is not a normal occurrence. We see time after time of instances of octopus really going above and beyond. So, Jimmy, you have, was it Inky the octopus?
I had Inky the octopus.
Please.
Yeah.
Please tell us more.
Oh, let me find it here. I got to pull it up on my machine here. Inky is a famous octopus that lived in the National Aquarium in New Zealand before he escaped back into the sea. There's no one that is exactly clear about what happened to Inky, but the Guardian reported that the staff of the aquarium believed that the octopus escaped from his tank in the quiet hours of the night, because that's when you would escape from prison. The report speculates that someone forgot to put the tank lid on, and Inky then used a 50-meter drain pipe to get back to the freedom of the sea. According to the Guardian, the national manager of the aquarium, Rob Yarl, said the octopus did not flee as a result of being unhappy, because he would know if he's happy or not, right?
Yeah, clearly.
But because he was curious.
I mean, why not?
He was curious about if there's better food out in the ocean.
Isn't this the plot line of Finding Dory?
It is.
It is.
And that's what I wanted to bring up. It's exactly what it, and so I think Disney should be sued.
Disney should be sued.
Yeah,
100%.
because they're bringing in money left and right.
Although, I think that this story happened after Disney.
Did it?
I think so. did the show.
I don't have any date on this, but
As an inspiration.
yeah,
Well, Inky the octopus, they were doing stories on him. I'm pretty sure that he was the same octopus that was caught leaving his tank and going to other tanks and eating the other fish.
yeah, he would swing over. He would crawl out of his tank and go into a neighboring tank and eat all the cuttlebone fish.
Right, just hop on whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
They also said that, someone they suspect that someone left his lid open. They really went back and no, he broke out.
Did he break out?
Right. It's like watching Alcatraz show all over. The Rock, it's just all that movie.
Yeah,
all
they
over
found a
again.
small rope and a little mask.
They did.
And he got out.
Right.
That makes total sense to me.
So we have extremely intelligent creatures, right? We have that can predict the future, that can do secret spy heists when wanted, right? And now there's new articles that scientists, literally, don't freak out, that scientists might be aliens after DNA studies. So
No, not scientists. Octopus might be aliens.
No, the scientists have been studying that they say might be aliens after DNA study. So the genetic code is so strange that they personally believe that they're aliens coming to our planet that now thrive on our planet.
I'd say it's plausible.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So let's go a step further, right? I've lived on this earth now for 30 years.
30 long years.
I'm an old man. I have gray hairs. I've seen some things. If you look in the dollar bill, you have the Illuminati symbol, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a cover-up,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
The Freemasons, all of it, all fake. I'm here to tell you, first and foremost, that aliens have invaded the planet Earth and that we are being ran by the secret society known as the Blue Ring Society.
Blue Ring Octopus?
Absolutely.
No.
It's the Legion of the Blue Ring. And the Illuminati is just there to cover it up.
They're after you.
I
They're
mean,
not after me.
Wasn't Adam the one that brought up taking a Blue Ring Octopus and killing his friend?
yeah, they're after him.
I
He's
never
been on the
said
hit
kill
list for
my
years.
friends.
So strike two, Adam. You're a CIA
Right there.
spy
They
from Peru.
they just wrote him off as a double agent, and
Yeah.
he got bleached.
Yes.
Right.
Reached out.
So beware of the Blue Ring Society. Also, I think there's a college that does it. No, so not you. It's a secret society. The Blue Ring
Secret time.
Society.
Secret time.
Just, I'm saying, next time you hear of a crime or something happening in the world, look, there might be a wet trail leading down a 50-foot pipe into the ocean.
Into the ocean. It could be Dory. Hey, who voiced Dory anyway? Was that Ellen DeGeneres?
Yeah.
Oh, her world's been a pile of poop this week.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Oh. Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres is not happy. All of her staff have kind of thrown her under the bus, and her executive producers and stuff. And there's talk about that Ellen might not be back this fall.
Oh, no.
And so everybody thought,
Are they sick of being forced to dance at the end of their episodes?
That's exactly right.
Wow, I didn't know any of
There
this.
was actually some executive producers that were doing naughty type things sexually to the staff. They were
Well, that's uncalled.
Allegedly.
and but then on the bandwagon got Brad Garrett and Leah Thompson this week and saying, yeah, Ellen's kind of that way. She doesn't preach what she practices, or doesn't practice what she preaches. I shouldn't drink so much.
You shouldn't, especially not before conspiracy podcasts.
That's right.
Well, rest in peace, network television. So the last one is a well-known theory. It's not just a conspiracy theory.
not
This is a
this one.
fact.
No.
All right. In the 1960s, Margaret Levat, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, grew up talking with animals. And she had a dream that one day she would communicate using a halfway with a human English language with animals. And just at that time, the government's, NASA funded project, because NASA and the CIA, it's all the same thing.
Right, Adam?
Right, Adam?
Sure.
So in the 1960s, Margaret Levat was doing a project to figure out a way to communicate with dolphins. So they decided to set her up in a 24-hour covert house with a dolphin 24 hours a day that she'd live with named Peter. This is all real. I'm not shitting you on this thing. For those that have never heard of this, look it up. There's been documentaries on this. And she lived with this thing day and night. Now, weeks in, the dolphin kept getting more friendly and more friendly.
How friendly?
And then it got really friendly. You know what I mean?
How friendly?
Like fourth date, third base
friendly.
Like,
no.
Third base plus
We are
friendly.
not talking about. Are we talking about bestiality?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. I mean,
Thanks for saving this for last.
Now,
Now, threw up in my mouth a little bit.
right, just a little bit. Just a little bit. So again, the idea
Tasted
was
like ice cream.
the idea of doing this was to try to figure out a way to have the dolphin either try to communicate with us in some form of English or understand English somehow, so they could actually communicate, like sign language in monkeys. They wanted to kind of do that with dolphins.
So they set him up with a prostitute.
Dolphin got frisky, and the Lavat, right? Lavat decided that she was going to I guess we could just use this as a teaching method to have the dolphin understand English language. So
A lot of teachers lose their job for doing that. I just want to say.
this is very uncomfortable. I'm choosing very accurate wording here, but
There's a big, long article there that you're reading.
oh, there's a whole lot to this. There's actually a full-on Wikipedia page that makes me very uncomfortable. All you got to do is type in Peter the Dolphin, and it goes down from there.
And why do they have to name the damn dolphin Peter? They couldn't name him like Mark.
I mean,
Peter the Dolphin is walking around and trying to score with this Lavat
in
girl.
retrospect, it could have named it Richard. I think that's the only thing that would have been worse is calling Dick the Dolphin. 100% worse. But she says, and I quote, let's see, personal life. I got to find the quote here because it's just so bizarre. Lavat stated that it was not sexual on her part, but allowed it to happen to get to know Peter better.
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
So there was
Allowed it
How
to
many
happen.
drugs were involved in this? When was this? The 60s?
We'll get to the drugs. It was 1960s. So they actually wrote an article, Interspecies Sex, Humans and Dolphins, that appeared on Hustler magazine for an over-dramatized situation. It was very bad.
Is she still
The
alive?
PR on this thing got bad. Apparently she is alive. There's even
Can we get her
pictures
on
of
this podcast?
That would be amazing.
Oh, God,
we could
let's do
learn
it.
a lot
I want
about
to
it.
I want to get her and Bert Kirshner at the same time.
But yeah, they oh no. They call it dolphinarium is what they call these little houses that they put together to live with, with a
Dolphinarium?
dolphin, which is what they did with Flipper,
Don't bring Flipper into this.
Itself.
This is Peter the pervert.
Peter the pervert.
Peter
All right,
the
that's,
pervert
that's
dolphin.
that's fair.
All the dolphins that were used in that experiment came from the same place that Flipper did.
Yes. It was all the same line of
Oh
bottlenose
God!
dolphins.
Don't tell me that.
Right.
Next year, tell me
Also,
Lassie
I'm pretty
is a
sure
boy.
dolphins and bonobos are the only. They're like one of the few animals that willingly have sex to. We've been losing people
For pleasure.
for pleasure, yeah.
for fun,
Oh boy.
for a pastime.
They did do an experiment with monkeys, and monkeys will prostitute themselves for coins.
Oh, 100%.
For coins.
Yeah.
I've been at the zoo with a damn
Experiment right
banana the
after
whole
that.
time.
There's
Did they
actually
teach them economic exchange with the coins? Did
Yes.
they get to trade it in for
Don't take any
bananas and stuff?
Canadian money.
Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah.
So when they didn't get enough, the female ones didn't get enough coins. They would offer themselves to the males, and the males would just pay them in coins, and then they could get whatever treats they wanted.
Yes. It was quite hilarious.
No
They
way.
learned,
Are you serious?
They learned very fast.
Yeah.
God, it sounds like my first marriage.
There was also another monkey. Oh my God! Just pay you in coins.
I guess I should offer more than pennies, huh?
There was also another monkey experiment that was
No.
done. They actually wired a monkey's brain, so it turned on the pleasure receptor in the brain when they pressed a button, and they found out that the monkey would press that button over and over again. It would ignore food. It would literally starve to death. It would be dehydrated to death essentially from just hitting that button, and it wouldn't stop until it died.
If you did that to me, I wouldn't come out of the house
Right.
all day long.
It's like you and I'm assuming drugs.
Yeah.
So back to Peter the pervert.
Don't go any farther.
I have to. It's such a weird story. We got to go through it.
Oh.
All of us got to be brave together. We went through the scrotum frog. We can go through Peter the pervert. So apparently things were performed with the dolphin. She allowed things to happen and trying to get more and more English communication with the dolphin. And you imagine how far this went. So because of the articles in Hustler magazine and other stuff and just bad PR overall that you're touching dolphins, the whole project essentially got defunded and the whole thing got closed. So at the end of this is a terrible story. Peter the dolphin killed himself. It's the only way.
He did not
He
kill
did.
himself.
Yep.
Yeah,
He did.
it's a legit thing. Peter the dolphin.
So did Flipper.
Yeah, so did Flipper.
So
that was-
Jeffrey Epstein.
Peter the dolphin,
No.
because dolphins have to breathe air like you and me, they're mammals, decided that he's just going to hold himself under the water and no longer breathe. He literally killed himself out of loneliness for his Levat to leave him.
Did anybody ever think that maybe he had sex so many times that he just was exhausted, he fell asleep and drowned?
No.
No, because no, it was definitely.
I think dolphins sleep with half their brain working, don't they, Robs?
I have no idea.
Kind of like Rob's.
We don't have a dolphin expert to join the podcast either.
So what happened to Flipper?
The main Flipper killed herself because when they were done with the show, they stuck her in a little box in an aquarium and basically left her there.
That's awful.
Didn't do nothing with her, which didn't give her no mental stimulation or nothing. And so they called her trainer because they saw that she was sick and not eating, which you would too if you were left in a fluking concrete box. And he was holding her and she just died. She held her breath until she died.
That's awful.
That's you guys are.
Yeah, we took this down, but now let's get to the conspiracy because that's the facts of the matter.
Oh, we got to talk more about this.
Absolutely, we do.
Oh God.
So
Did she get pregnant?
She did.
God,
She did.
I hate you people.
And she gave birth to who? Charlie the catfish.
Rob.
Charlie.
That rubber catfish.
Yeah, Charlie the rubber catfish. No, here's the deal, right? So this Levat, right, person, right? She also did more research towards the effects of LSD, right? Remember the LSD testing from the government? Because they're the ones that
This
basically invented
explains
the stuff.
everything.
Well, I'm just saying it ties, and that background's really necessary because my theory is that it had nothing to do with dolphin communication. Because I don't think they wanted to communicate with dolphins. And why in the world would the government pay to talk to dolphins? They could just build a robo dolphin and they're good. So the only benefit that I could see is that this is a big cover-up, right? Especially because this whole Levat person had a lot to do with LSD, right? And the effects on dolphins, which again, there's no results on that. But I think that this was not anything to do with communication. Instead, they were making a love potion and needed a clerical way to cover it up, the research, in case it got leaked or make it public because it did get leaked. And they did it on dolphins because the Flipper movie was right around the same time. It was the same batch of dolphins. So they're trying to come up with like a love control potion, and it seemed to work really well on Peter. That's what I'm saying. That there is a love potion number 9, and the CIA has it in a bottle.
Adam, can I get some?
Yeah, sure. But I mean, dolphins will mess with pufferfish to purposely get high. So how do we not, you know what I mean?
Right. So I'm just saying they know that they have human responses.
I can get high from a pufferfish.
If there's a Joe
Yes, you
Rogan
can.
dolphin out there, then we can definitely confirm that they would definitely react to human love potions.
So you're talking about this, and I pulled it up on my computer, my thing here.
Right. Your thinger.
My
We
thing.
got to give you thingers more often.
My computer thing here. Something a little bit more disturbing we didn't talk about, and under the Wikipedia page it says personal life. I want to read this, and you guys just take your own thoughts
God.
on this. Margaret Levat stayed on the island after all this, and she married a photographer who was the one who took pictures of the research with Peter the dolphin. So her husband is photographing what is happening with the dolphin.
To send it to Hustler magazine.
They later, so later on in life, they moved back into the happiest place on earth, which is the dolphinarium.
Which was the one that they used for Peter.
Right. And they converted it into their family home. Together, they had 3 daughters. It says they had 3 daughters. I don't know if it's the dolphin or her husband. But her husband was-
Conspiracy theory.
But her husband was taking pictures of her and the dolphin doing the doingy doing.
Oh my God. I don't ever want to hear the phrase doing the doingy doing again.
Oh, man. I am
Would you prefer
so...
fluking?
I feel like we need a clip of the doing 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 from that Eminem song right here.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
You're welcome,
right
Scrap.
here.
There you go.
Find it.
I think I'm going to go on Pornhub and see if it's on there.
Oh my
It's got to
God.
be on there. Don't you think?
Well,
No,
this is
BTR
getting weird.
is-
We have yet the best story.
Oh,
yet.
that wasn't the best?
That was by far the worst.
Oh,
Yes. We have to give a palate cleanser to the audience. We can't just talk about suicidal porn dolphins. No, we have to go on to something better than this.
This train fell off the tracks a long time ago.
Choo choo. All right. So last one, and this one is the biggest conspiracy theory I can think of the evening. This is like legit creepy shit. So before we start, I want to say a shout out to Spiritual. He is one of the members of this TCT, the Community Tank podcast. And he made a YouTube video, and this was absolutely fascinating. Muan Sweetwater. So there is a video. Muan Sweetwater. There's a video on YouTube, and it's been up for a while. And it's calling it says the Aquarium of Muan Sweetwater. So apparently overseas, they have this aquarium. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show, I'm going to send it to Adam, right? So Adam can get a piece of the action as well while we're doing this. Just because we like you, Adam. We want you to be a part of this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play this for Jimmy on our screen here in the Studio B. And this, what we're looking at, I'm going to play the video, is the Muan Sweetwater aquarium. It looks like a really shitty public aquarium for those that aren't listening. And we're going to put a link to this video in the podcast notes. So if you're listening in your car, pull over, give this a tap. You can hear the music in the background. In fact, I'm going to kill the music.
That's sexy music.
It's something horrible. But it's literally an aquarium showing just normal gravel, blue background. But we're seeing a diversity of exclusive freshwater fish swimming in what looks like a healthy environment with saltwater species. Like we're looking at koi next to clown triggers, next to, blue line.
What the hell?
Are you not just having your mind blown right now? I'm watching Jimmy's face and it looks like he took a shit.
Where's the link?
With corn.
Oh, I got to get the link to Scrap as well. But this is a crazy, crazy video. So 1 second while I get it to you, Scrap.
So they
Put it
took
in a
all
live
these
chat.
fish and put them in the same tank, filmed really quick until they died.
But the thing is, it looks established. There's algae growing, right? The fish look healthy because even if you put a fish some of these are like mixed. They could be brackish, right? Like they have guppies in here, but some of them are hard saltwater and hard freshwater species. And when you put a freshwater species into a saltwater,
It's digitally altered.
it's not. It is not. It's going over obstacles and pieces. There's many different camera angles. It would be so hard to digitally alter this amount of shading and this amount of footage. I do not honestly believe that this is altered in any way. And trust me, I've studied this for hours.
And they've got discus along with
Angelfish in
along with-
saltwater. Like
along with keyhole angels, which are saltwater. And
they have
purple clowns.
clownfish.
Yeah.
They have everything you could imagine next to, really
Blue tangs, yellow
rasboras.
tangs, rabbitfish, all kinds of crazy stuff in there.
They're feeding together. I'm literally watching
That's what's
triggerfish next to parrot cichlids.
Freshwater parrotfish eating with batfish.
So if you take a freshwater species, one of these hard freshwater species that cannot handle any salt, and you put them into a saltwater tank, they will immediately show signs of stress, breathing issues, other things. None of these species that we're seeing here have any signs of stress. None of them. They all look actually relatively healthy. Not even relatively. Some look very healthy.
They look very well fed too.
And it's nothing basic. It's all like fake coral. So we're not seeing coral elements. We're just seeing freshwater species intermixed with hard saltwater species. There's no other plants in the tanks. There's no corals. It's just gravel decor. But I mean, arowanas are in here with saltwater puffers.
Dogface puffers. Frontosas along with Indian knifefish.
All right. So I think we've chewed enough of the video. You seen enough there, Adam?
Yeah.
So if you go ahead and skip down to like 3.5 minutes in, and then they give a tour of how this like public aquarium looks, right? It seems modest, like an old age aquarium, and a bunch of people walking in. They're all Asian. This is in a different country, of course, but they're showing all of these beautiful creatures in there. I even checked on the reflection in their glasses to see if it was edited, because if they're looking in front of an aquarium, you're going to see assets in their glasses. And sure enough, when a fish goes by, it mirrors on the colored lenses in some people's sunglasses. So I 100% don't believe that this is digitized fake. However, I don't know how they could fake it otherwise. This is like the deepest conspiracy theory ever. So this gentleman, right, the Spiritual Fish Lad, and you can find his YouTube channel, he goes into a deep dive. He does a lot of research on this. The address, which again is part of the YouTube video, is gcntv.org. And apparently it's this religious website.
Oh, great.
Right. So it says Muan Sweetwater, and I'm probably pronouncing that Muan Sweetwater. site of miracle changing salinity water into sweet water. And it has a Bible verse there that says, "Then Moses cried to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. He threw it into the water, and the water became sweet. There the Lord decreed and made a law for them, and there he tested them." Right? This was like a whole Old Testament bit. Had not a whole lot to do with them consuming water, but they wholeheartedly believe and have this fundamentals that they have sweet water, which is apparently some sort of blend that is both fresh and salt water to house all these fish in. So they talk more about Moan sweet water. Apparently it goes through this whole thing that they have to bless the water to make it sweet water. And they have like ministers that come in, it talks about how the water used to be too salty to drink and now it's sweet. This site is a true miracle of how we change water, and it goes real, real deep.
So it is fake.
How can they fake this? I don't understand like what the details are in the background. Are they killing fish but somehow not stressing them out and shocking for a long enough video like that? It's got to be. Like I'm just not convinced.
I know that you can keep saltwater fish in human blood. They can live in human blood.
How in the hell do you know that?
CIA told you.
I know lots of things.
It's because he's that double agent from Peru.
He's going to kill you in your sleep.
So I know that saltwater fish can live in human blood because the salinity is the same. So I'm wondering if there's got to be a way they faked it though.
It's very crazy, but they have videos, they have testimonies, they have, just like any other website. But I mean, they show the whole thing that they have to have someone that comes in and prays for the water when they do water changes, all kinds of craziness. But
what aquarium is this in? What country?
It's in Korea.
Yeah,
I think
they do a lot of weird shit in Korea.
Was that South Korea or North Korea?
Obviously not North Korea, because then they'd have the
obviously
dude.
They have it is South Korea. They do have the full address in the bottom of the website. They have a phone number to call. I should call that. No, it's live. All right, if someone answers, I'll hang up because we got to ask permission. But I'm going to call right now. That's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to pay the long distance surcharges to call right now on the podcast. Again, we have to have permission to have people's answer live, but right now they shouldn't be awake anyway, so we should be good to go. And we'll cut this if not. So if you don't hear anything from here on out, we had to cut the audio.
And they'll say fluke you.
Right? We're going to do some real covert investigation here. Here we go. Oh, wait.
If we're not on the podcast next week because somebody got killed.
I might be the only one on the podcast.
All right. Shh. Here it goes. Okay, what you just heard right there.
She didn't even sound from South Korea.
What you just heard right there. I do not have a connection issue. That was their phone call going to some other routing, giving the mumbled version of a disconnection. I don't know, man. This whole thing's creepy. I want to know how the Sweetwater works, man. I want to know the inners outers. How is this a scam? How is this not a scam? I need to know. But I know that I proofed that video and I put it through the ringer. And that thing does not seem fake at all.
What do our listeners
I think
say?
it's fake.
Is the Sweetwater fake? Sure. But what are they doing to those fish to make them look not shocked by putting them in the water? Do they just put them in, wait till they get acclimated and just do it? Fish get stressed. It's impossible. I don't know what's going on. But if you want more information, enjoy. We'll have it again. The link's in the description for it. And, go to Spiritual's YouTube on this. It is simply some of the craziest. Again, the Spiritual Fish Lad. He has a whole thing on this. Check out. It's a 10-minute deep dive. Crazy shit. But, any theories, Jimmy? What's your first thought, that they're just throwing them in there?
At first I thought, is it possibly that they would have, I've seen people that have put in the aquarium inside of an aquarium, and you could see the fresh behind.
There you go.
There you go. But they're touching each other. They lay over.
Sure
We watch
like
the
it,
video.
They're
No. If you look at when the barb swims over the tangs, I bet that's what it is they don't look. They look goofy.
That would be some sort of, but they, even that parrot cichlid in the video, they swim over top of each other, giving each other shading. They're bumping each other, and one was nipping at the other, getting food.
I don't know. I mean, the other thing is too, if you think about it a little bit, mammals such as what do we go swimming with down in Florida? Manatees.
Right.
The manatees are saltwater. They swim into the freshwater to have their babies.
Well, they're not breathing in it. They get oxygen from the air, so they get to swim whatever they want.
But I mean, is it possible? Is it possible that this aquarium somehow has salt water and fresh water, and they'll stay more in their area? Is there any way? I don't know.
So what you're saying is like they figured out some sort of like special salt where the lower is fresh and the top is salt.
I'm just saying.
Like they screwed up salinity with temperature or whatever.
That could be.
There you go.
Oh man.
And it's probably designed by Jeffrey Epstein.
How about you, Adam? What do you think?
That actually seems the most plausible.
I don't know how that would work though.
Wait, wouldn't brackish water, if you acclimate the freshwater fish to brackish, wouldn't the brackish water be on a different level than saltwater? And so therefore they would just stay in that level?
I mean, can you desalinitize saltwater fish?
Maybe they just pump fresh on one end and pump salt on the other.
To my knowledge, no, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, is there any way that because I mean, there's different fish that live in the Dead Sea, where the salinity is much higher. I mean, is there?
I didn't know there's any fish out there.
I made that up.
Oh, well, how about this? Right, you see these areas where two water bodies meet but don't really mix, in like the oceans and whatnot. That's like where the current is flowing. You'll see like one side is dark, one side.
We saw
blue.
that down in Florida when we were at the.
Maybe they figured that out inside of a tank somehow.
Okay, I'm seeing a still of this video, and you can tell that the yellow fish, it looks like a striped something, is in front of the clownfish. You can tell that it's faked.
No, I'm telling you, I took
No.
I took
It's
time
fake.
on this video, bro.
I think it's faked.
All right,
I'm going to go with the CI director.
Give us a timestamp. What's the timestamp on that?
It's so Jay Lee. This
no, it'll have a minute.
Spinexboa?
Like, is it minute 10?
He's got it right here. It's literally 47. It's like right on this. It's on the message live chat, podcast live chat. That looks fake.
Yeah, I agree. Back up. There you go.
Hold on here. Oh, he says it's not. See, he's going on here. It's not fake. Telling you, I studied that. It's not layered right there. That's part of it. Yeah, they're even saying it's not fake in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, check out for yourself. It'll be in the notes of the description. It's the craziest video I think I've ever seen.
That's cool. I mean, even if we just brought attention to it.
Like here, look at that. Look at that last scene right there. He's eating off of the filter. You're seeing the fin, the shade right there is like a minute 20 to minute 24. It goes right over his head. There's a shade that hits the fish. You ain't manipulating that. Telling you, it's real, and they figured it out somehow. Not long term. I think they're stressing out the fish somehow, and they're actually killing fish. But to get this video, that's what I want to know. Like, what are they attempting to do here to not make the fish look stressed?
I got nothing, man.
You let us know. Send in your information on what you think this whole Mount Sweetwater thing is. AquariumGuysPodcast.com. Call us. I want to hear you say your conspiracy theories out loud. Text us, email us. We need to know.
.com.
So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
I thought it was pretty cool. I expected nothing, and I got a few laughs out of it.
Wonderful.
And I've earned some disrespect for Flipper.
And you're never going to want to swim with a dolphin again.
Not happening.
Not happening.
I have swam with the dolphins before, but I am not putting out for no dolphin.
No?
Unless she's cute. That's just me. I'm sorry. I'm kind of a man whore. I don't know.
Got anything else there, Adam?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining the podcast, guys. We need to hear more about this. Send in your conspiracy theories. We might have an episode 2. And
I hope not, for God's sakes. I'm not going to sleep for 2 nights now.
On that note, we bid thee adieu. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys, for listening to the podcast. Please go to your favorite place where podcasts are found, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever they can be found. Like, subscribe, and make sure you get push notifications directly to your phone so you don't miss great content like this.
I never knew that a Minnesota accent could be so sexy until I heard Adam's voice.
Go fuck yourself, don't you know?
That's my boy. Don't you know?